The construction of the pyramids of Egypt has long been a subject of debate and speculation among scholars, archaeologists, and researchers. One of the most widely accepted theories for the construction of the pyramids is the ramp theory. The ramp theory proposes that the ancient Egyptians built ramps to haul the heavy stone blocks used to construct the pyramid up to the required height. The pyramids were built during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods, with the most famous pyramids located at Giza, on the west bank of the Nile River. The pyramids of Giza were constructed during the reign of the pharaohs Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, also known as the Pyramid of Cheops, is the largest and most well-known of the Giza pyramids, with a base covering 13 acres and a height of 147 meters. The construction of the pyramids required a significant amount of labor and resources. The pyramids were constructed using a combination of techniques and tools, including the use of ramps, pulleys, and levers to move the large stone blocks into place. The pyramid shape itself was created by first constructing a level base and then building inward and upward in steps, or layers, until the pyramid reached its final shape. The pyramids were then covered in a smooth layer of limestone and possibly a capstone at the top, often made of solid gold. The ramp theory proposes that the ancient Egyptians used ramps to haul the heavy stone blocks used to construct the pyramid up to the required height. The ramps could have been constructed of earth and brick, and may have been spiraled or zigzagged to reduce the gradient. The use of ramps would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to move the large stone blocks up and into place with relative ease. One of the main arguments for the ramp theory is the fact that the ancient Egyptians did not have the technology to lift the heavy stone blocks into place using pulleys or levers. The use of ramps would have been a more practical and efficient method for moving the large stone blocks. Additionally, there is evidence of ramps at the base of the pyramids, which supports the ramp theory. The ancient Egyptians would have needed a significant amount of manpower to construct the ramps and haul the stone blocks up and into place. It is estimated that it would have taken around 100,000 workers to construct the Great Pyramid of Khufu, working for around 20 years. This would have required a large workforce, which would have been provided by the pharaoh's conscription of labor from the local population. The ramp theory also explains the presence of ramps at the base of the pyramid and the presence of debris at the base of the pyramid. The debris is believed to be the remains of the ramps that were used during the construction of the pyramid. The second theory is the lever and pulley theory. The lever and pulley theory proposes that the ancient Egyptians used levers and pulleys to lift and move the large stone blocks into place. According to this theory, a complex system of counterweights and pulleys would have been used to lift the heavy blocks. This method would have been a more efficient and less labor-intensive than using ramps. One of the main arguments for the lever and pulley theory is the fact that the ancient Egyptians had a strong understanding of engineering and mathematics. They were able to construct large structures, such as the pyramids, using precise measurements and calculations. Additionally, the ancient Egyptians were skilled in the use of pulleys, as evidenced by their use in lifting water from the Nile River to irrigation canals. The use of levers and pulleys would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to lift and move the large stone blocks with relative ease. It is estimated that it would have taken around 100,000 workers to construct the Great Pyramid of Khufu, working for around 20 years. However, with the use of levers and pulleys, the number of workers would have been significantly reduced, as the pulleys and levers would have done much of the heavy lifting. The lever and pulley theory also explains the precise placement of the stone blocks in the pyramid. The use of levers and pulleys would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to position the stone blocks with great precision and accuracy, which is evident in the near-perfect alignment of the corners of the pyramid. The next theory is the internal ramp theory, which is similar to the ramp theory. The internal ramp theory proposes that the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids using internal ramps to lift and move the large stone blocks into place. According to this theory, a system of internal ramps would have been built inside the pyramid as the pyramid was being constructed. These ramps would have been used to transport the stone blocks from the quarry to the construction site, and then lift them into place. One of the main arguments for the internal ramp theory is that it would have been a relatively simple and efficient method for moving the large stone blocks. The internal ramps would have been built in the same direction as the pyramid was being constructed, which would have made it easy to move the blocks upward. Additionally, the use of internal ramps would have reduced the need for a large number of workers, as the ramps would have done much of the heavy lifting. The internal ramp theory also explains the precise placement of the stone blocks in the pyramid. The use of internal ramps would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to position the stone blocks with great precision and accuracy, as they would have been able to control the speed and direction of the blocks as they were lifted into place. Another argument for internal ramps is that the ancient Egyptians had a strong understanding of engineering and mathematics. They were able to construct large structures, such as the pyramids, using precise measurements and calculations. Additionally, the ancient Egyptians were skilled in the use of ramps, as evidenced by their use in the construction of other ancient structures, such as temples and tombs. The next theory is the rollers theory. The rollers theory proposes that the ancient Egyptians used a system of rollers to move the large stone blocks into place during the construction of the pyramids. According to this theory, the ancient Egyptians would have used wooden rollers, likely made from cedar, which were abundant in the region, to move the stone blocks from the quarry to the construction site. Once at the construction site, the blocks would have been placed on top of the rollers and pushed or pulled into place. One of the main arguments for the rollers theory is that it would have been a relatively simple and efficient method for moving the large stone blocks. The use of rollers would have reduced the friction and the amount of force needed to move the blocks, making it easier for the workers to move the blocks into place. Additionally, the use of rollers would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to move the blocks in a straight line, which would have made it easier to position the blocks with precision and accuracy. Another argument for the rollers theory is that the ancient Egyptians had a strong understanding of engineering and mathematics. They were able to construct large structures, such as the pyramids, using precise measurements and calculations. Additionally, the ancient Egyptians were skilled in the use of rollers, as evidenced by their use in other ancient structures, such as temples and tombs. The rollers theory also explains the precise placement of the stone blocks in the pyramid. The use of rollers would have allowed the ancient Egyptians to position the stone blocks with great precision and accuracy, as they would have been able to control the speed and direction of the blocks as they were moved into place. Another argument for the rollers theory is that it would have been practical. The ancient Egyptians would not have had access to the kind of technology and machinery that we have today, so they would have had to rely on simple, practical methods for moving the large stone blocks. The next theory, and probably the most intriguing, is the alien theory, also known as the ancient astronaut theory. The ancient astronaut theory is based on the idea that the ancient Egyptians did not have the technology or the knowledge to construct the pyramids. The pyramids are massive structures, with the Great Pyramid of Giza being the largest of the pyramids, and would have required a significant amount of labor and resources to construct. The precision and accuracy of the pyramids, as well as the alignment with the stars, are also cited as evidence that the ancient Egyptians could not have built the pyramids without the help of extraterrestrial beings. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that the pyramids were built using advanced technology and techniques that were not available to the ancient Egyptians. The use of levitation, for example, is suggested as a possible method for moving the large stone blocks into place. Additionally, the use of advanced tools and machinery, such as laser cutting and drilling, is also suggested as a possible explanation for the precision and accuracy of the pyramids. The ancient astronaut theory also suggests that the pyramids were built as a form of communication with extraterrestrial beings. The pyramids are aligned with the stars, and it is suggested that the pyramids were used as a form of beacon to communicate with the extraterrestrial beings that visited Earth. Additionally, the inscriptions and hieroglyphs found in the pyramids are believed to contain messages and information for the extraterrestrial visitors. The ancient astronaut theory is a controversial topic, and it is not accepted by mainstream historians and archaeologists. However, it is important to note that while the evidence for the ancient astronaut theory is largely circumstantial, it is not entirely without merit. The pyramids are an incredible and mysterious structure, and it is possible that there are still many unanswered questions about how the pyramids were built. It should be noted that the theory of ancient astronaut is not supported by mainstream archaeology and Egyptology, and many scientists and experts consider it a pseudoscience. While the pyramids remain a mystery, it's more likely that they were built with human ingenuity, engineering, and hard work. The ancient Egyptians were able to achieve incredible things with the resources and knowledge that they had available to them, and it's more likely that the pyramids were built with their own technology and techniques. It is important to remember that the ancient Egyptians were a highly advanced civilization with a deep understanding of mathematics, engineering, and architecture. They were able to create incredibly precise and accurate structures using the limited tools and resources that were available to them. How do you think the pyramids were built? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoy our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay in the know.